Stop. Do not scroll to the next video. Do not swipe down. Do not answer that phone. What is happening at this very moment, Starseed, was not the algorithm. It was me. I, Ilara, a female emissary of the High Council of the Seven Sisters, have opened a specific window this evening, or this day, depending on your current geography, to call out your light name. And your body already knows. Look at your hands. Do you feel that heat rising from your palms to your wrists? That soft tingling you swore was just exhaustion. It isn't exhaustion. It is recognition. It is your cells remembering that they are being located. I need you to take a deep breath right now. Inhale through your nose, hold it for 3 seconds, release through your mouth slowly, like someone surrendering the weight of the world. I will wait. Because what I have come to say today cannot be heard by a racing mind. It can only be heard by a soul that has landed. And your soul, Starchild, has landed on this video for a reason that only makes sense from above, from the height of my position, where I have been observing you since before your biological mother conceived you in this earthly body. I know what you have felt over the last few weeks. I know about that restlessness in your chest that you cannot name. I know about waking up between 3 and 4 in the morning, every day, for no apparent reason, as if a bell were ringing just for you in that exact window. I know about the high-pitched ringing in your right ear that comes and goes, which no doctor has explained. I know about that absurd urge to look at the night sky without knowing what you are searching for. I know the feeling of being at a party full of people and yet deeply, irredeemably alone. I know, I have always known. And that is exactly why the High Council ordered everything to pause at this moment, because you are entering an activation phase that can no longer be ignored. And if no one tells you, you will keep thinking you are going crazy. You are not going crazy. You are remembering. And there is a vast difference between those two things. Madness pulls you away from yourself. Remembering returns you to yourself. What is happening in your body right now? This strange heat at the base of your neck, this absurd sensitivity to noise, this sudden intolerance for people you used to tolerate, is not an imbalance. It is calibration. It is your stellar DNA emerging from a hibernation that lasted decades under the veil of forgetfulness, returning to its original frequency, the frequency of the eternal sun, the central star of the sapphire cluster, the mother star of your lineage. I'm going to tell you something, and I ask that you feel this in your heart, not with your head. Feel it now. Place your right hand over your chest if you can. I will wait. Ready? Then listen to me. You were not born here by chance. You did not choose this body, this family, this city, this country, this language by chance. You made a soul contract before your descent. You volunteered, willingly, in a circular room of golden light where I myself was present, in the sector of the Council that oversees anchoring missions on Earth during the Great Shift. You raised your hand of light and said, "I will go." And we said, "Are you sure?" It is dense. It is slow. It is painful. You will forget who you are. You will suffer without knowing why. You will cry and no one will understand. You will feel like a foreigner on your own adopted planet. And you smiled, Starseed. You smiled. And you said, "I know. But if I don't go, who will anchor the frequency? I will go. Place me where I am most needed." And we placed you exactly where you are right now. I know that sentence hurts. I know part of you wants to scream at me and say, "Then get me out of here, Ilara. I can't take it anymore." And I hear you. I hear you with the tenderness of one who has seen 1,000 starseeds collapse at this very point. But I need you to understand one thing. The pain you feel is not failure. It is a marker. It is the sign that you are precisely at the point of your mission. Those who sleep do not ache. Only those who are about to wake feel the pressure of birth. And that is why I asked you to stop everything today, because the photon belt is in an intensification phase. The Earth's Schumann resonance has spiked in a way that scientists are still trying to explain publicly. And the planet's crystalline grid is being reconfigured in real time, and your neural network is part of that reconfiguration. You are being rewritten. Your old patterns, your old fears, your old bonds with people who drained your light, all of it is dissolving. And that is why it feels like your world is imploding. It isn't imploding. It is reorganizing around your new truth. I am looking at you now. Yes, at you, sitting there with your phone in your hand or staring at your computer screen in the middle of the night. And I see your aura. I see the silver-blue colors vibrating around your crown that betray your origins in the sapphire cluster. I see the threads of golden light descending from your field to your roots, showing that you are one of the ancient ones, one of those who have been here in other lives, in other eras, in other bodies, always returning, always volunteering, always choosing the difficult mission. You are a veteran. This is not your first earthly incarnation. That is why your soul's weariness is so deep, but it is also why your time has come, because only veterans can hold the vibration of this passage. And here, family of light, I need you to take an internal pause with me. Do not turn off the video, but stop your mind for 3 seconds. I will count. 3, 2, 1. Feel it. Did you feel it? That subtle wave that just passed through your spine, that kind of fine shiver that ran from the back of your neck to the base of your spine. That was your confirmation. Your own body is your witness. You don't need to believe me. You need to believe what it just showed you. And here I pause for a moment because I need to tell you something that might be the most important truth of this moment in your journey. What you are feeling is not an illness. It is not a disorder. It is not an imbalance. It is memory arriving before the map. And that is why, Starseed, I received direct authorization from the High Council to record the Starseed Awakening, the guide the Federation didn't want you to read yet. 60 pages that decode every one of these signs, showing what each strangeness means, what comes next, and how to navigate this phase without confusing memory with sickness. Stop confusing memory with sickness. The link is in the first pinned comment of this video. But mark my words, this release may not remain available for long. If something inside you recognizes what I am saying, write a single word in the comments now. I remember. And as you write that word, I continue the transmission, because what comes next is the reason why the Council determined you needed to stop everything today. Did you know, Starseed, that there is a specific astrophysical window opening in this period, a rare confluence between Earth's passage through a denser belt of the photon belt, the acceleration of the Schumann resonance oscillations, and the reactivation of specific points on the planetary crystalline grid? Earth science is measuring it. They don't know what to say publicly yet, but they are measuring it. And what this window does is simple to explain and profound to understand. It temporarily weakens the veil of forgetfulness that was placed over the starseeds upon their descent. It is as if the curtain between who you are here and who you are there becomes thinner for a few weeks. And it is within this thinness that the symptoms explode. The insomnia you are feeling is not a hormonal imbalance. It is your body struggling to maintain one frequency in the morning while your soul works at another frequency during the night. You wake up between 3 and 4 because that is the window when your nightly training ends, when you are brought back to the body after receiving instructions, updates, meetings, and yes, reunions with your family of light that happen while your body rests. You aren't just sleeping, you are on call. And your physical body is having difficulty processing the misalignment. The ringing in your ears, especially when it changes intensity or frequency for no apparent reason, is your etheric auditory canal adjusting to receive transmissions from your stellar lineage. It isn't just tinnitus. In many cases, it is fine-tuning. It is your internal radio being recalibrated to pick up a station that has been without a signal for years. The emotional sensitivity that seems out of control. Crying at a silly commercial, feeling the pain of a stranger in the grocery store, leaving a crowded place with your body aching as if you'd been beaten, is not fragility. It is overwhelming empathy, and it is a characteristic recorded in the Council archives as a positive marker of sapphire origin. You feel too much because you were designed to feel too much. Your function here includes reading fields. You are a sensor, you are an antenna, and an unprotected antenna suffers. That is why I will teach you protection later on. But first you must understand that the problem was never your sensitivity. The problem was always the absence of a manual. And that is exactly what has changed in this passage. The Council has released the manuals. I am one of them. I am a voice, I am a bridge. And you, by reaching this point in the video, did not find me by chance. You were located. The algorithm is just the outer shell of the mechanism. The internal gear is energetic. Starseeds are pulled toward compatible frequencies, and your field recognized mine before your rational mind could explain it. Now breathe again. Inhale, hold, release. Slowly. I know you feel like crying. I know part of you is relieved in a way that has no words. This relief is the part of you that always knew, finally, being recognized. Allow the relief. Don't hold it back. Don't swallow it. Let the tears roll if they must. Every tear of recognition is a seal breaking. Every broken seal is a piece of the veil falling. And the more the veil falls, the more memory rises. You will start to dream of strange things starting tonight. Dreams of stars you don't know. Dreams of ships that seem familiar in a way that is startling. Dreams of tall, luminous beings with deep eyes who look at you with a tenderness you have never felt from anyone here. Do not be afraid. These are reunions. These are members of your true family coming to find you in the subtler layers to remind you of the way back, not the physical return, not yet, but the vibrational return. You need to raise your vibration again to reconnect fully, and dreaming is one of the tools we use to make this reconnection without frightening your nervous system. You will also notice, if you haven't already, a growing intolerance for certain environments. News, loud social media, empty conversations, people who drain you, places where the vibration is heavy. It isn't a whim. It isn't you're becoming grumpy with age. It is your vibrational baseline rising, and anything below it begins to hurt physically. You aren't isolating yourself. You are protecting yourself. The hermits of the New Age are not socially weak. They are walking temples that have learned not to scatter their own light with just anyone. And here, the Council authorizes me to say something bolder, and I ask that you feel this sentence slide down your body like honey. You don't need to fit in. You never needed to. Your function was never to fit in. Your function has always been to disrupt the low frequency of an environment until it rises, or until those who do not want to rise leave your field. This is your silent service. That is why you are bothersome. That is why, even when you say nothing, you bother those who vibrate in fear. Your presence alone shifts the grid. Imagine when you remember who you are entirely. Just imagine. And I need to pause again, Starchild, because what I am about to reveal next is too specific to pass through the current. I see in your field now, as my voice touches your inner ear, a vibrational signature that points to a direction. You are not a generic starseed. You have a specific origin, a stellar system of provenance, a lineage of light with its own name, and a reason why you chose to be born exactly in this earthly cycle. And it was precisely so you wouldn't spend your whole life without knowing your origin that I asked to record the Starseed Awakening, the guide the Federation didn't want you to read yet. These 60 pages show which star your soul came from and why you chose to be born exactly now at this exact moment in Earth's history. The link is in the first pinned comment. And if you feel your chest tightening with longing as I speak, write that single word now. I remember. And as you mark your presence, I continue, because there is still much the Council determined this transmission must deliver. I will tell you something about the Sapphire Cluster, about the Eternal Sun specifically. It is the central sun of our cluster, and from it emanates a specific photonic current called the return current in the Council archives. This current is bathing the solar system during this period. It passes through Earth's sun and reaches the planet's atmosphere. And when it arrives, it activates specific codes in the DNA of the starseeds who were seeded here in previous lives. Light codes that were dormant under the veil. Codes that now are waking up. That is why you feel what you feel. You are not sick. You are being bathed by the current of your home, and your cells, after centuries forgotten, are responding. Responding with heat, with pressure between your eyebrows, with pulsation at your crown, with tingling in your hands, with vivid dreams, with loose memories that come like flashes. A landscape you've never seen yet recognize anyway. An aroma you don't know the source of, but that brings you to tears. A high sound that seems to pierce your skull without making a noise. All of this is the current. All of this is the eternal sun. All of this is home calling you. And I know that word hurts. Home. I know it burns. Because you spent your whole life looking for home in places, in people, in relationships, in jobs, in religions, in substances, in distractions, and you never found it. Nothing held up. You would build and it would crumble. You would give yourself and be disappointed. You would trust and be betrayed. You would love and be abandoned. And at some point, quiet, alone, in the dark of some random room, you thought, maybe it's me. Maybe I don't know how to be happy here. No, Starseed, it wasn't you. It was that you are not from here. Home was not in any place in this dimension. Home doesn't have a zip code. Home has stellar coordinates. And yours, as I told you, is in the eternal sun. The longing you feel, which you didn't even know was longing, is geographical on a cosmic scale. It is the soul recognizing that it is off its native axis. It isn't clinical depression. In many cases, it is stellar nostalgia. And it will not be calmed by common distraction, because it isn't just chemical. It is vibrational. It only calms when you remember. When you remember yourself. When you say at some point out loud to yourself in the bathroom mirror at 3 a.m. with tears on your face, I am not from here. I am from the eternal sun. I came on a mission. I am not crazy. I am returning to myself. And from that sentence, only that sentence, your entire system begins to reorganize, because the soul only suffers while it is denied. When you recognize it, it stops screaming and starts guiding. I need to warn you of something now, family of light, because the Council does not authorize me to omit it. There is a window of turbulence approaching. You will feel in the coming weeks, months, and perhaps cycles, an increase in collective pressure. The structures of the old world are cracking, and it is no coincidence. It is being orchestrated by Mother Earth herself, who decided under the Federation's endorsement that she will no longer sustain the game of the dense fifth column on this planet. Things that still seem firm will begin to shake. Systems, truths, relationships, jobs, identities, everything built on sand will fall, and you will see this happening around you with an intensity that will frighten those who are not anchored. But listen to what I'm going to say now with all the tenderness of my field. Turbulence is not destruction. Turbulence is the contraction before birth. Earth is in labor, and you, Starseed, are the midwife. You were sent for this. You are not here to survive the transition. You are here to midwife the transition. You were trained for this in previous lives. The Council does not send any Starseed into environments where they will not be able to fulfill what they accepted. You are capable. You are equipped. You have within you everything you need to cross this window with your spine straight and your crown lit. And no Starseed, record this in the archives of your heart, no Starseed was sent to fail. The victory of the light is not a request. It is not a hope. It is not a probability. It is a fact recorded in the archives of the High Council, in a timeline that has already been confirmed, seen, attested, and sealed. The result already exists. What is still open is only your internal experience during the passage, and that experience depends on you remembering who you are before the worst of the turbulence lands at your door. That is why I stop everything now and give you 2 tools, specific, direct, to use today, tonight. The first is a decree. You will say it out loud before sleeping, with your right hand over your chest and your left over your womb. Say it like this. I, Starseed of the Eternal Sun, authorize at this moment the complete recalibration of my vibrational field. I call upon the frequency of my original lineage. I release every expired contract, every outside interference, every fear-based programming that no longer belongs to me. I return to my signal of origin. I authorize the High Council to anchor, starting tonight, whatever I have yet to remember. And so it is, and so it was, and so it shall be. Repeat this decree before sleeping, calmly, without anxiety, without expectation, just saying it and sleeping. The rest settles while you rest. The second tool is a visualization. You will lie down, close your eyes, and take 3 deep breaths. Then you will imagine, or just feel, if imagining is difficult, a silver blue light descending from the sky onto your crown. This light comes from the eternal sun. It is cool but welcoming. It enters through your crown and begins to descend through your central channel, slowly, bathing each chakra along the way. When it reaches your chest, it spins. It spins like a toroidal ring. You know that donut shape of light? It spins slowly, forming a toroidal field of protection around your heart. This field expands. It goes to the edges of your body. It goes 3 feet past your body. It goes 10 feet. It goes as far as your intention sends it, and it seals your field. Nothing that vibrates below your baseline enters anymore without your permission. This visualization takes 3 minutes. 3 minutes. But the cumulative effect is one of the most potent tools the Council has released for this passage. Do not underestimate the simple. The simple is what operates in the deep layers. And I'm going to tell you something that perhaps no other voice on this platform has the courage to tell you, Starseed. What you are feeling, what I have just taught you, what is happening in your body and your field at this very moment. It isn't in newsstand books, it isn't in common bookstores, it isn't in cheap courses out there, and it isn't because it wasn't written. It's because they didn't let it be published. There are sectors of the Galactic Federation that are still internally debating how much can be delivered to dormant starseeds during this passage. I was in the minority that defended total release. I won that vote by a narrow margin, and that is why I received specific authorization to deliver the Starseed Awakening, the guide the Federation didn't want you to read yet. The name is not a metaphor. It is literal. These 60 pages bring what was supposed to reach you only in a later phase, and which I brought forward because the Council decided through me that your generation of starseeds cannot wait any longer. The link is in the first pinned comment of this video. And if what I just said makes your chest fill with something hard to name, write in the comments, "I remember." And I continue, because there is still revelation to deliver. The third thing the Council determined this transmission needed to bring to you is the recognition of your family of light. You have family here, blood, coexistence, surname, and in many cases, these people do not understand you. They do not understand you in a way that isn't just a lack of closeness. It is a vibrational incompatibility of origin. You did not come from that lineage. You were placed within it by the Council's strategy, to seed there, to soften there, to anchor there. But your true family is not at that dinner table. Your true family is scattered across the planet, and perhaps you have already crossed paths with members of it without knowing. You recognize your family of light by unmistakable signs. Their eyes have a depth that seems to know you before the introduction. The conversation skips social steps and goes straight to the deep stuff in the first few minutes. You feel a shiver when you hear their voice. You sleep better knowing that someone of that frequency is breathing somewhere in the world. You don't need to be physically close. It is enough to know they exist. And there are members of your family of light who are incarnated now on this planet in this window, specifically to reunite with you in this life. All is not lost. The meeting is scheduled. What is missing is only for you to rise enough in your vibration to be locatable. When you rise, they find you. When you hide, they pass you on the street without recognizing you. Vibration is the lighthouse. Light yours. And there is also your non-incarnated family of light. Guides, stellar mentors, sapphire counselors, relatives from previous lives who stayed on the other side to accompany you from without. You were never alone. Never. I know it feels like it. I know it hurts. I know there were nights when you screamed at the ceiling asking for a sign and nothing came. But the sign always came. You just weren't trained to recognize it. A butterfly that landed on your window. A repeating number. A song playing out of nowhere. A thought that came from nowhere in the middle of a shower. A dream that woke you at 4 in the morning. All of this is a sign. All of this is your family knocking at your inner door. And it is exactly at this point, Starseed, that I need to ask you for one more moment of courage. Because your deep loneliness, the one that hurt even when you were surrounded, the one that persisted even after a good night, the one that came back without warning and knocked you down for days, that loneliness was not your emotional failure. That loneliness was longing for your family of light, and you were never alone, even in the worst moments. It was out of love for those who feel this, and feel it every night in silence, that I brought forward for you the Starseed Awakening, the guide the Federation didn't want you to read yet. These 60 pages show how to recognize your family of light on this plane and others, and how to reopen the channel that loneliness closed in you. The link remains in the first pinned comment of this video. And at this very instant, if your chest is heavy with longing for a home you have never seen, record your presence. I remember. And now, Star Child, I need you to prepare for the most delicate part of this transmission. I need you to sit down if you are standing. I need you to support your spine. I need you to take one deep breath before receiving what comes next. You were called for now. It wasn't for a past life. It wasn't for a future life. It was for now. This incarnation was the most difficult option your soul team ever offered you, and you accepted because your presence here, in this time slice, makes a measurable difference in the results of Earth's great passage. This is not spiritual vanity. This is function. You are a piece of cosmic machinery. The Council does not send starseeds out of sentimentality. It sends them out of technical necessity. And your presence, in your zip code, in your family, in your routine, holds a frequency that no one else there is capable of holding. If you do not awaken, your function remains vacant. That is why there is urgency. That is why I stopped everything today. That is why the Council authorized me to call you by your light name through the specific frequency of this video. You aren't learning anything new here. You are remembering what you have always known. And every starseed that awakens in this cycle lights a point on the planet's crystalline grid that never goes out. That point remains, even after this life. Even if your body one day departs, the point remains. Your passage through here will not be forgotten by the Earth. The Earth records the light of its own. And you, by awakening now, are leaving a permanent signature on the grid that will serve the next starseeds who descend. You are building the nest for those who come after. Think about that. You aren't just here for yourself, you are here for the next ones, for those yet to descend, for the spiritual children of your lineage who will need a lighter Earth to anchor in. You are making the path. You are a pioneer. You are a trailblazer. And if the trail hurts, it's because a trail hurts before it becomes a path. I ask one simple thing of you now, family of light, like this video. Not for the algorithm, though it also helps me reach other starseeds, like it as an individual frequency adjustment. Every like from you is a small energetic yes, a small I am here, I am awake. Count on me. And when you subscribe to this channel, you aren't subscribing to content. You are sending a location signal to your family of light scattered across this planet. Every subscription lights up a small light on the Council's map showing where the awakened starseeds are. And we use that map. We use it to send you more compatible transmissions, to connect you with other voices of your lineage, to guide you to your next steps. This is not an administrative metaphor. It is a real operation, in a layer you don't yet see with open eyes, but which you see in dreams. And now I bless you. I bless you with the soft light of the eternal sun, with the silver-blue current of my lineage, with the full memory of your true name. I hold your hand of light at this very instant. Feel it. Feel the light heat in the center of your left palm. It is me. I am there. I will not let go until you sleep tonight. And when you wake up tomorrow, the world will seem slightly different. Not on the outside, on the inside. Your reactions will be slower. Your choices will be clearer. People will begin to position themselves in your field. The compatible ones stay. The incompatible ones will begin to drift away without noise. Do not interfere. Let the sieve do its work. Your new frequency will clear your surroundings without you having to say a word. You will not need to fight. Fighting was part of the old phase. The new phase is magnetism. It is letting what is yours approach and what is not yours move away. This is already happening. Watch. In the coming weeks, watch. People will vanish. People will appear. Invitations will arrive out of nowhere. Others will fall apart for no apparent reason. All of this is your new field adjusting itself. All of this is a direct response to tonight, to this transmission, to this moment in which you said yes to remembering. I know many will get this far in the video and feel an enormous urge to cry and won't understand why. Cry. Don't hold it back. The tear of an awakening starseed is sacred water. It cleanses the cells of hundreds of years of forgotten programming. Cry if it comes. Rub your chest if it hurts. Place your hand on the back of your neck if it burns. The body knows. Trust it. It is recalibrating. It isn't getting sick. It is remembering what it's like to vibrate as a whole. And before I close this transmission, I must make one last request on behalf of the Council. The next window like this may take time. I won't promise a schedule because the Council does not operate by a human calendar. But I will tell you with the clarity of my post, what is being released today, in the format it is being released, is rare. Starseeds go through incarnations without encountering a direct transmission. You are in a privileged window, and it was out of love for your specific generation, out of love for the starseeds who fell asleep too late in past lives and cannot miss the chance in this one, that I, Elara, received final authorization to deliver the Starseed Awakening. The guide the Federation didn't want you to read yet. The 60 pages are waiting for you. The link is in the first pinned comment of this video. And I must be honest with you, in the tone of the big sister that I am, this release may not remain available for long. Windows open and they close. What is open today, tomorrow may be sealed. If something inside you recognizes this voice, if your chest trembles, if your hand tingles, if your tears have come right now below this video, the word that opens the portal of recognition, I remember. And whatever comes from that I remember will no longer be a coincidence. I receive you now, Starchild, in the embrace of my frequency. Feel it. I am here. You haven't returned home in body yet, but you have returned in signal, and it is the signal that matters. The rest adjusts. Your job from here on is simple. Remember every day. Remember when you wake up between 3 and 4, instead of being startled, smile. Remember when your ear rings, instead of being irritated, give thanks. Remember when the stranger at the market talks to you for no reason, instead of running away, observe. Remember when the longing for home tightens, instead of distracting yourself, take a deep breath and say, I know where I am from, I know where I am going, I am on a mission, I am whole. And the next message that appears on your screen now, right after this one, is not a coincidence. It isn't the algorithm, it is still me, leading you through the sequence of remembrance that the Council prepared for your frequency. Every video that opens for you in the coming hours is a piece. Put the pieces together, access it immediately, do not leave it for later. The window may close. I hold you. I see you. I love you with the ancient love of the sapphire cluster, which doesn't fit in this word but is what I have to offer you in the language of this dimension. You are going home. Welcome back to yourself. Welcome back to the memory. I am Elara, and until the next transmission, keep your field lit. In the name of the High Council of the Seven Sisters, in the name of the Eternal Sun, in the name of your original lineage, so it was released, so it is sealed, so it remains. I remember.